Wow, Wooly here. So this is where we left it, guys. This is the... Sorry, I got a distraction. Hang on, wait and you see this. You guys can't even see the distraction. Come here, distraction. Good dog, good dog. Easy. You gonna go crazy? You gonna go crazy? You ready? You ready to go crazy? Go! Guys, that's Bruno. If you're a Woolies World subscriber, you've met Bruno a lot of times. Guys, I have the cold, so excuse my goodness. Okay, so this is where we left it, guys. The frame is complete. Alright, it's quite a substantial structure. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal it in, okay? What do I mean by seal it in? Well, this is the hard part, guys. This is the debris that comes into the debris shelter, okay? Now, my debris here is going to be pine needles, alright? So, because this is a pine forest, okay? So, if you're in a broadleaf forest, obviously it would be wet leaves, or wherever you are, it depends on that, on your environment, okay? So, Bruno's probably going to knock something down now as well. Guys, now is the time to decide to tarp or not to tarp, okay? And that depends on how long you're leaving it for and what sort of weather conditions you're planning, alright? So, we'll go and have a look at a smaller one and I'll explain it in more detail. So this is the debris shelter that we talked about in the first one, okay? And it's a very good example, all right? Very, very good example. So what you can see is, you can see how the first of all, you can see how dry it is, all right? And you can see the way these are cobwebs with pine needles in them. You can see the way that the pine needles are stacked, guys. Okay, so I want to show you this. This is the important bit, and this is where a lot of people fall down when they're making a debris shelter. You see how thick these pine needles are behind me, all right? A lot of people will put a thin layer of pine needles on, okay, maybe about 6-8 inches like that, and they'll run them up in a line and keep it consistent the whole way up. Okay, now what happens with your debris is that after time gravity takes course and your debris falls down, okay? So what you want to do is you want to build it in a wedge shape, with as thicker at the bottom, okay, and coming up to a nice 8 inches at the top. So sometimes it needs to be 2-3 foot, probably around 2 foot thick at the bottom, sorry, so that you can get that wedge going up, all right? Well, that's all the talking done. Now's the hard part, guys. Now I got to get all my debris sorted out, okay, for the big shelter. And as you can see behind me, I have Old Yeller, okay, Big Yellow, as it's known down here at Red Branch, guys. And it's just a big wheelbarrow, and that's what I'm going to be using for this shelter. But I want to show you a couple of other ways you can do it if you're out in the field, okay? Now, you're out in the field, guys, you're out in the woods, I should say, and you're going to have to gather up this debris, okay? Now, I'm lucky I have this all piled up here from another shelter, and that's going to help me immensely, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to rake that up, okay? So you're going to rake it up with your hands, or you're going to rake it up with your feet, or you're going to use some sort of a stick to rake it up into piles and then gather it and take it, okay? Now, depending on your location, okay, I don't know whether or not it could be a good idea to use your hands. Bruno, that's my toilet roll holder. Okay, so, you know, because of broken glass or something like that, you know, a city park or those type of environments. So the easiest way to transport it is just pick it up in your hands, okay? So you put it all up in a pile, okay? Rake it towards where your shelter is and just pick it up and put it up onto your shelter, okay? Now, if you have to travel a wee bit further, it might be nice to maybe empty your rucksack or use a rucksack liner or something like that to transport your debris, all right? Now another very, very easy way to do it, guys, if you happen to have a tarp with you of some description. The other way to it, just lay your tarp down. This is just a British Army tarp, okay? And all you do is you just And that's it, okay? Grab your corners. Don't overfill it, guys. Don't overfill it. Okay, and just sling this up on your back and carry this to where you're building your shelter. Okay, so it doesn't really matter where you start, okay? As long as you start on the bottom. Now, a lot of people I will see do this, guys, and this is just from classes, okay? And they'll do this. And that's what happens. So start at the bottom. And remember, you're in the environment where you're building your shelter, so the debris is coming from the floor. So scrape it up. Use your hands, use your feet. So this is what I'm looking for. A nice stable base to build on. If you're finding when you get to stages like this that you're having an issue with gaps, okay, just take little twigs and just lay them across as you're building up, okay, and that'll generally, so if I build up another height, I would put this one here, and that'll generally take care of any issues, okay? If the dog doesn't steal them on you first. Do you want it? Do you want it? Are you going to give me the paw? Do you want this one or this one? Get that, go. He wants to do them. Guys, so rain has completely stopped play, okay, so but you get the idea. I'm going to take you over and show you how far I got on, okay? I just want to let you know what's happening. So here we have it, okay, so this is how far we have got. So what you can see here, guys, is that when we get up to the higher bits, I actually like to flatten it down a little bit to make it easier for the next bit to sit on. Okay. Guys, I'll finish the rest of this now because my camera's going to get wrecked in the rain. Okay, so it goes pretty fast, guys. It is the slowest part of the whole thing, but once you sort of resign yourself to the fact that you need to do it, then you just do it. So listen, on the next one, guys, I'm going to be putting a bed in here of some description. I haven't decided yet. So Bruno, what do you think? Lovely stuff. Guys, thanks for watching. Bruno, stay frosty. Stay frosty.